Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So you guys probably remember when Canelo Alvarez, when he avoided everyone at 160, he originally said that he wanted to become undisputed at 160 until champions like Demetrius Andrade got belts and Jamal Charlo became his mandatory. That's when he changed his mind and he decided to move up to a weaker division at 168 where all the champions happen to be white/European fighters. Canelo Alvarez, he waited until David Benavidez was stripped of his title. And as soon as he was stripped of his title, Canelo, he contacted the WBC and he said he wanted to fight Avni Yildirim for the vacant WBC belt that David Benavidez was stripped of. Well, at that time, the Yildirim fight was such a mismatch that DAZN, they refused to host the fight. And this is what prompted Canelo to leave DAZN. He still does fights on DAZN, but he does it as a free agent. So from this point on, Canelo Alvarez's main goal was to become undisputed in one of the weakest divisions at the time. And he accomplished that goal. And once he accomplished that goal, you see, this is when old media, they changed the rules. Now, all of a sudden, undisputed, it meant everything. It meant that you were pound for pound the best fighter in the world. It meant you could not be denied being a pound for pound king just because you became undisputed. No matter who the opponents were, no matter who the champions were that you beat. And let me tell you, this is what makes Black American boxers the most dominant boxers in the sport of boxing. Because whenever old media moves the goalposts, whenever they change the rules for the fighter that they like, they create these new goals. And what happens is now the Black American fighters, they want to accomplish those new goals that old media created. So as soon as old media made it seem like undisputed was the thing to be in the sport of boxing, and that's when you're going to get all the credit in the world, that's what every Black American fighter aspired to be, an undisputed champion. Now you fast forward to present day, and the vast majority of undisputed champions in the sport of boxing happen to be Black Americans. 4 out of 6 to be exact. Jamal Charlo is the undisputed champion in the deepest division in boxing. And old media, they don't even have him on their list, their pound for pound list. He wasn't even invited to the party. Devin Haney is the youngest undisputed champion in the lightweight division and the first undisputed champion since the great legendary Pernell Whitaker was. They didn't have him on their list either. They just recently put him on the list, at least ESPN did. They recently put him on the list once they found out that he was fighting against Lomachenko next. Now, see, after Devin Haney became undisputed, ESPN, they briefly put him on the list and then they removed him from the list, but they kept Lomachenko on the list. And even when they had Devin on that list, they had Lomachenko above him on the list. Now, they quietly removed Lomachenko from the list and they put Devin Haney back on it because they're already trying to prepare excuses just in case Devin Haney beats Lomachenko. But it's too late. The damage is already done. It's already been documented what they have just did recently. They already had him on the list as pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. That's not going to change. Meaning if Devin Haney beats Lomachenko, he's still beating the guy that they said was pound for pound better than Devin Haney. When Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez, ESPN, they said, oh, he had an injury. That wasn't the real Lomachenko. That wasn't the 100% Lomachenko. Now that he's fighting against Devin Haney, they're trying to say, oh, well, you know, Lomachenko is old now, right? Now, when he fought Comey, when he fought Nakatani, they were saying Lomachenko is back. This is the Lomachenko of old. This is the Matrix that we all knew. We know what time it is. So at the end of the day, old media's agenda, their undisputed agenda, it blew up in their face. That undisputed praise was only supposed to be for the fighters that had the complexion for the protection. And now the majority of undisputed champions happen to be Black Americans. And just for the record, if you guys are wondering why Inoue is not on the list, it's because Inoue has moved up to 122 to fight Stephen Fulton. He's not moving back down to 118 to keep his belts. And it also needs to be noted that we may have another Black American undisputed champion this year because Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are in negotiations. And if it wasn't for MJ, the other champion who has 2 belts at 122, if it wasn't for him avoiding Stephen Fulton would also be an undisputed champion. But in his case, it doesn't really make a big difference because old media has been praising Inoue as damn near the greatest fighter of all time. And that's who Stephen Fulton is going to be fighting next. So, of course, a win over Inoue is even bigger than him becoming undisputed by beating MJ. And just in case you guys didn't know, when it comes to Claressa Shields, she is the only boxer ever to become undisputed 3 different times in 2 weight classes, I believe. So just in case you don't know everyone that I have on this list, it's Devin Haney, Claressa Shields, Jamel Charlo, Alicia Baumgartner, Katie Taylor, and Canelo Alvarez. And out of everyone on this list, Canelo Alvarez is the only one that just came off of a recent loss and refuses to fight any of the top contenders in the division that he is supposed to be the undisputed champion at. While Jamel Charlo is fighting against all of his most dangerous top contenders and mandatories, like Tim Tszyu, who's up next. By way of contrast, Canelo Alvarez, he's fighting John Ryder next, a fighter that lost to Rocky Fielding and Calum Smith. When you're undisputed, you're supposed to be the best in your division, or at least going after all of the fighters that pose the threat of being the best in the division. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
One of the most anticipated dog breedings has finally been confirmed. The pups from this pairing of Zeta and DMX will be born very soon. We are now accepting deposits. Our pups will come with ears cropped and a 2-year health guarantee. Get ahead of the pack on purchasing a puppy by contacting NWA Cane Corsos on Instagram at NWA Cane Corsos. Call or text 479-326-1603 with any questions. A guard dog is your first line of defense. These will be the right pups for the job.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.